Hello everybody. Welcome to Brown's Cooking Show. How's everybody doing this evening? Okay, I'm going to jump out there and invite some people, so if you can't see me for just a minute, it's okay. I'm just sending out some invites for people to join us. All right. Excuse me, a little bit of a cough tonight. Okay, so send out some invites. Hey Rob, how you doing? Hey Becky, how you doing? All right, so thank you. First thing I want to do is again, welcome to Brown's Cooking Show. I'm glad everybody was able to tune in tonight. First I want to say something. I'm very humbled by the views that the last show got. We did get over 400 views. In fact, we got 417 views when I just looked, so that's tremendous. Thank you everybody for watching the show. Thank you for sharing it out. We got it shared out, I think 11 times, and 47 different comments on it, and a bunch of likes. So, hey Stuart, how you doing? So the first thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to hold our drawing, and I'll post the pictures from the randomizer after the show's over with. We'll get it posted up on Facebook, but we're going to go ahead and draw it. Now the way this works is we use a program on the internet called Randomizer. We just put everybody's name into it, and it's going to pop us up a name that's a winner. The winner is going to get a cookbook. It's a small cookbook from Pampered Chef that I give out, so we will give that away right now. In fact, my lovely assistant over here is getting ready to press the button on the randomizer, and she is going to tell me who won.
Pick a number, 1 to 27.
Okay, apparently I got to pick a number, 1 to 27. So we're going to go right in the middle at 15.
Deb Long Morton.
Deb Long. All right, Deb Long, you are the winner tonight. You won a cookbook from Pampered Chef. I will get that. I will send you a message and get your address so that I can send that out to you. But we're going to get that off to you. Thank you everybody again for looking at the video, for sharing it out. Like I said, we got 417 views on the last cooking show. Thank you. I couldn't do it without your support. It's very humbling. Thank you very much. So the way we need to do this is we're going to do it again this week. If we get over 400 views, we're going to do I'll do another drawing next week. So make sure you share the video, or like the video, or comment on the video, and then you get entered in the drawing, because I can't see who actually viewed it, but I can see those that like it, react to it in some way, those that actually comment on it, and those that share it. So everybody who shares, comments, or likes the video, we're gonna give away a prize next week as well. Okay, so Kelly asked, hey Kelly, hey Lisa. So Kelly asked what we're making tonight. We're actually making shrimp scampi tonight. So a pretty quick recipe. This is my own version on a shrimp scampi. I actually put some vegetables in there with it, and you're gonna see that it's got broccoli in it and it's got tomatoes in it. It's very versatile though. You can actually change that around. If you actually want to use like snow peas or something like that, you can put that in there. But it's my version of shrimp scampi. So we're going to do that here in just a second. It's a really quick meal to make. It's actually pretty cheap. All the ingredients for the meal today actually cost about $22 to do, and this will be enough to feed a family of 4. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our noodles going, because we want them to be ready. Hey Deb Long, how you doing? You were the winner tonight, Deb. So I need to get in touch with you and get your address. So actually what we're using today is we're using some all-natural handmade egg noodles. So now we've got our water boiling. Make sure the water already has salt in it. So make sure you salt your water. You don't want to cook your pasta in unsalted water. Give that pasta a chance to get some salt in it. So we're just going to pour that bag of pasta in there, in the boiling water, and that'll only take probably about 10 minutes to be done, and then the whole dish will be done by that time as well. So just going to give that a little stir to break those noodles up a little bit. All right. Actually got some garlic bread in the oven too, so I'm just going to turn that on. So we've got our saute pan here. So we're just going to light up the stove. The stove actually cooperated today and lighted right up. We're going to cook this on a medium-high heat. On my stove, it's about an 8 because this is going to cook pretty quickly. So we're going to start off with about 5 tablespoons of olive oil, 5 or 6 tablespoons of olive oil, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. We're actually using olive oil today, so we got to turn the heat down a little bit. Past couple of times we've cooked some things that needed to be seared, and so we had to use avocado oil instead of olive oil. But in this dish, we really want the taste of that olive oil to come through. So we're actually using the olive oil, but we have to turn the heat down a little bit so we don't smoke up the place. All right. So we got that warming up right there. We're going to give our noodles one more stir. Just kind of get those things going a little bit. All right. So let me tell you what we've got here while that oil's heating up. I've got about 1.5 pounds of medium-sized shrimp. These are already cooked, so they go in last. If you are using raw shrimp, you're going to cook them a little bit ahead of time and then pull them out of the pan and set them aside and put them in at the end as well. But these are already fully cooked shrimp that I got from Sam's last time. I got them in a big bag, so really not that expensive. About 1.5 pounds of shrimp right there. We've got our tomatoes over here. We're going to dice up some garlic. We've got white wine, capers, lemon juice. We're going to zest some lemon. And then over here we've got our broccoli and then our parsley to go on top at the end. Okay, so that oil is starting to heat up now. So we're going to go ahead and dump our broccoli in there because that's going to take the longest to cook of anything we got. So we're going to throw that broccoli down in there. And we need that broccoli to cook for about 2 minutes down in that oil. Alright. So we'll get it all in there, start getting it coated with that with the oil that's down in there. Alright, let that cook up. Now, for this we only use diced garlic. We're not going to use the garlic press that you've normally seen me using. This does have quite a bit of garlic in it. I've actually got 7 cloves of peeled garlic here. And what we're going to use is, this is from Pampered Chef. It's a little handy dandy chopper. And I can just dice up all this garlic pretty quickly just by using it. So we're actually just going to put it on the cutting board like that. Put the chopper right over the top of it. And the secret to this is that you really want that garlic to be seen. So you don't want to chop it up too small. You really want to have chunks of that garlic in there that can be seen. Hey Hannah, how you doing? All right, so we're just going to go ahead and hit that a few times. Boom, that's all we want. We just want to chop it up just a little bit. We want to have chunks of that garlic left that we can see in there. All right, so got that broccoli going in there. All right, give that pasta another stir. Now we want to make sure we don't overcook our pasta. That's the last thing you want to do is overcook your pasta. For this dish, your pasta should be al dente, which means it should still have a little bit of bite to it. Sorry, one of the dogs ran into the TV stand that I used to hold the tripod up on. So that pasta should still have just a little bit of bite to it. So you don't want to overcook that pasta. So make sure you keep an eye on it. There's actually the other one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and throw our garlic in there, right in there on top of it. Now you want to watch this because you don't want to burn that garlic. The last thing you want to do is have burnt garlic in this. So stir that around in there. Now, while that's kind of stirring up, and you can start to smell that garlic cooking. Nothing smells better than garlic cooking, I'll tell you. All right, we're going to zest a lemon, and we're going to zest it right into it. So we're just going to take and just run it right across the zester, and we're going to zest the lemon right in there, right up on top of that broccoli. Now, we're not going to use the zest of a whole lemon. It's going to be about a half a lemon. So we're just going to zest it right in there on top of it, spread it around. Try not to get too much of the white. When you're zesting, hit it about twice and then roll. Hit it about twice and roll. You want to make sure you get the skin of the lemon, the yellow part, without getting down into too much of the white meat that's underneath it. Alright, so that should do us for the lemon. So we're just going to stir that around in there again. Turn that pasta down just a little bit. Alright, now you can start to smell that lemon and the garlic cooking together, and it's really going to fill your kitchen with a really nice aroma there. Alright, now we're going to add to that a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. So we're just taking our red pepper flakes, we're going to dig our teaspoon down in there, and then we're just going to sprinkle that over the top. We just want a little bit of that spice in there, not much. We just want to be able to taste a little bit of that red pepper in there. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper in it. I got the Mediterranean sea salt here that I'm using. Give that a few shakes in there, a few turns, and then we're just going to put a little bit of fresh ground pepper in there now. Alright, you do that to taste. Alright, so that's our broccoli, garlic, and lemon ready to go. So the next thing we're going to add in is we're going to add in our capers. Okay, I've got 2 tablespoons of capers. So we're just going to pour those right down in there. Those capers are going to add a little bit of a sour note to the back end of it. I know it's not a standard addition to a scampi to put capers in it, but I like, we've already got the lemon in there, which is giving you a little bit of a twist. But then those capers will add a little bit of a sour note at the back, which is going to be really nice in the scampi. Alright, so now we want to go ahead and add in our white wine. I've got about 3/4 cup of white wine. We're just going to pour it right down in there. And that pan's already really hot, so that wine is going to start boiling up as soon as you put it in there. So we've just got that down in there, and we're just going to stir everything around a little bit. Get those flavors mixed together with that wine in there. Okay, we're going to go back over here and check on our pasta. I think it's just about done, so we're going to pull a piece out and test it. Nope. Still needs a few more minutes. Alright. So what we're going to do with that wine is once we put it in there, we want that to boil a little bit because we're going to go ahead and boil the alcohol off of it. So we're going to go ahead and turn the pan up to a totally high heat. Now that we've already cooked with the olive, we've already sauteed the stuff with the olive oil, now we can turn that heat way up. So we're going to turn the heat up, we're going to let that boil, keep stirring it. Something about cooking with wine, you can really smell it. It smells really good right now. I'm telling you, I want to invent smell-o-vision, because if you could smell what I'm smelling right now, you'd be a happy person. Alright, get that stirred around in there. Let that garlic meld in with that wine. Alright, so we want to let that cook for about another 30 seconds. Let that boil on up. It's been boiling for about 1.5 minutes while I've been here talking. Again, thank you everybody. And I know we've had some more people join in since we did the drawing. Deb Long won the cookbook that I gave away tonight for liking and sharing the video. We got 417 views on the video last week. Thank you very much. It's very humbling that many people would take a look at my video. So thank you very much. It couldn't be done without your help of viewing it, liking it, commenting on it, and sharing it out. So please take the time, share this video out. I love everybody for doing it. So, all right, so that has had about 2 minutes to cook. So we pretty much cooked the alcohol out of it, and we kind of boiled it down just a little bit. So now we're going to add our shrimp in. So the dish is almost finished. So we're going to go ahead and add our shrimp in there. Alright. That is looking really good. Now remember, the shrimp is already cooked. So if you're, like I said at the beginning, if you're using raw shrimp, you go ahead and saute it ahead of time for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then pop it, take it out of the pan and set it off to the side, because you're going to put it in the end just like I did here to absorb some of the juices and give a little bit of color. That shrimp is going to add a little bit of color to that wine down in there. And we just want it enough to warm those shrimp up in there. We do not want to cook them too much, because we don't want to eat rubber bands for dinner. We want to eat shrimp. And if you cook shrimp too much, it does become like a rubber band. Keep an eye on our pasta. Make sure it's not overcooking. Remember, we want to have it a little al dente, because what's going to happen is we're going to take the pasta and we're going to mix it in with the scampi so that it goes ahead and absorbs those juices, but we don't want it to cook. We don't want it to overcook. So you're going to undercook the pasta just a little bit at first so that you don't overcook it in the end. All right. That is looking good. Okay, the shrimp have been in there for about a minute. The last addition we're going to add, just for a little bit of pop in it, is we're going to add a cup of cherry tomatoes. Now you can use large cherry tomatoes or small ones. I prefer the small ones, because then you can put them in whole. If you're using larger cherry tomatoes, you're going to have to cut them in half. All right, so we're just going to pop that cup of tomatoes right down in the middle there and stir it around. And we add those in last, because we don't want those tomatoes to overcook, because then they just become stewed tomatoes. And we want those tomatoes to pop. This is going to be a nice fresh dish when you get done with it. So we'll have a lot of fresh flavors in there. All right. So our pasta is just about done. So we're going to have to drain the pasta now. Perfect. Still got just a little bit of bite to it. So we want to drain our pasta. We have to drain our pasta. My assistant wasn't paying attention.
Answering your people.
My assistant is going to drain the pasta so that I don't have to step off camera to do it. All right. So, just give this another stir. Get everything going there. All right. All right, so our pasta's coming back now. All right, here's our pasta, all back and drained through the magic of television. Okay, so we're just going to take our pasta, and we're going to use the tongs, and we're going to take about 3 or 4 good tongfuls of the pasta out of there, depending on how big your tongs are, how much you can get. We'll pull that in there like that. Go ahead and shut the heat off. And then we're just going to mix that pasta in there. We want that pasta to really absorb that juices that's down in there. And all that flavor that's in there. We want that to just incorporate itself into that pasta. So just kind of roll it around in there. Get that going in there really good. And then we are going to serve this up. And we're going to top it off with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And that is going to be my version of shrimp scampi. Like I said, it's a little bit different than what you'll find if you do a search for shrimp scampi recipes on the internet, because I like to add a little bit of vegetables into it as well, and make it just a really good, healthy, bright, fresh meal. So we've got our serving plate out here. So we just want to give that pasta another stir. We want to make sure that pasta is good and coated with that sauce. And then we're just going to take and serve it right out on the plate. Make sure you get the broccoli in there. Make sure you get some tomatoes. Make sure you get those shrimp in there. Those are the main piece there. All right. A little bit of sauce left in the bottom there. Just kind of scoop yourself off to the side right there. Get you a handful of that sauce right there. Just kind of pour it up over the top right there. And then we've got some freshly grated shredded Parmesan cheese. So we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of the Parmesan cheese right over the top. And then after we get done with that, we're just going to put a little bit of parsley on it. A little bit of fresh cut parsley. And you are good to go. And there, my friends, is a beautiful plate of fresh shrimp scampi with egg noodles. So I hope you try the recipe. I know we're a couple of recipes behind getting them posted out on Facebook. I apologize for that. We'll correct that. We'll get them posted out there. But try this recipe. See what you think. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like and what you don't like. If you have any suggestions of something you want to see, let me know too, and we'll get it taken care of. We'll try to do something for you. So remember, like and share the video. That's how you get entered in the drawing, is by liking or sharing the video, or by commenting on the video. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I so much appreciate it. And we'll have another drawing next week when we get over 400 views again. So thank you, everybody. Have a nice night, and I will see you soon. Healthy eating.